Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be doing the weekly video where we kind of go cover up all the potential PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, a little bit of Switch news and all that good stuff happening all throughout today and these next few days. Now, we did actually go and cover up a lot of the stuff as of in the daily video too as well. So just in case there's any like a little weird crossover, because I'm going to record this right after the daily video, just, work and stuff like that. So just in case there's any like little random drop that happened like 20 minutes ago or something like that, don't mind me on that throughout the video itself, all that good stuff. But we actually have a lot of things to go cover, a lot of things to go talk about, a lot of things to ramble on into, and usually this is kind of more of like the video where I just kind of sit back and you hopefully just put like in the background or like run a bath or something, I don't know, and go listen to all the little rambles on what we were expecting and what we're going to go get in the near future. So a lot of good stuff to go on. We actually do have a few confirmed things. We have quite a few big retailers that are extremely likely, and as well, I'll give you guys all the times and all that good stuff. I'm sure you guys know the usual format as per usual. And as well, we usually do have a nice little quick sell stuff for the stuff if you guys ever want to. We've been mentioning up the brand new Samsung SSDs that have been on sale. Highly recommend it. I literally bought a new one myself on the sale. We also have another Samsung link down below for also the brand new phones. You guys want to click on those. We also do have the PS5 giveaway, which will be actually ending in the nearest future. So make sure you guys get your last minute subscriptions on in, or use that Linktree link down below. And with all that kind of good stuff, it gives you guys bonus entries and all that. If you guys want to do the Twitter and all that, we also have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. If you guys want to follow, we play a lot of games up on Twitter, or games up on Twitch, and a bunch of just random tweets up on Twitter. We also do have the Amazon links for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, which I do actually recommend to as well, all in general. So a lot of stuff to go talk about for this one, and make sure you guys sign up for that Webull and Coinbase if you guys want to. And like I said, anything that may have happened, like let's say like an hour ago, 20 minutes ago, something like that, this one hopefully ideally should have been covered in the daily video, so should we all go caught on up just in case. So let's go and dive in the video itself. As well, if you guys do get a console throughout the week, send me a tweet, send me a message. I always love to get to go and see it. So first and foremost for us, PS Directs. So I'm sure you guys may have had a chance to go and see already, but when it came to today, we do have an official PlayStation Direct happening. So like kind of a last little minute reminder, make sure you guys check your emails, check your spam folders, check your inbox, an old email or whatever it is. We do actually have one ongoing today in the next few hours, or as of now, depending on when you guys go watch this video. Usually we've kind of been seeing PS Directs. If they do at least one, we've kind of been seeing at least two or so throughout the week. So we'll probably be anticipating up another one throughout these next few days. Usually it's like a 2 to 3 day cycle throughout the weeks. I mean, sometimes we've seen like 5, sometimes we have only seen 1, but I think typically we usually see at least 2 or 3. So we'll probably be anticipating up at least the one today. So like I said, check your emails, check your messages, but as well as the part 2 of it too as well, where we'll probably be anticipating some other ones throughout the week. That's not guaranteed though, but at least it is confirmed. So if you guys did get the email, check it on up. It should give you the exact dates, exact times, and of course the reminder. If you guys have not yet, make sure you guys sign up for the PlayStation Direct. So just go Google PlayStation Direct, double check it's the right website, and you should have a way to go and sign up with your email and your PlayStation account. Go through that, and you're vibing and chilling, and eventually at some point you'll get a direct email over from Sony themselves. So that is kind of the big thing that's happening as of today, the next few hours, and of course as well probably throughout the next week or so. So let's go talk about the actual big retailers though. Now that we got that all got in covered. So the one kind of big focus we want to have on throughout this week is going to be on Walmart. Now, Walmart actually did go do a drop 2 weeks ago, which is a Walmart Plus restock. And then right afterwards too as well, we also had another restock too that was basically not as good when it came to all the other various like Best Buys and Targets and stuff like that. So we've been actually having a lot of really good success when it comes to Walmarts and Walmart restocks. So, just want you guys to keep that in the flow and keep that in the loop that we'll probably be watching one throughout this week. All the stock, or a very large majority of the stock from the previous Walmart drops have arrived. A lot of folks have had their orders that were delayed. Actually, a lot more people are getting their orders like showing on up, so they're at their house. A lot of people who had their original like 17th and 18th restock day already have their consoles, and same thing with the Xboxes. So right now, Walmart might be slightly overdue. If there's any small chance, maybe they have to build up a little bit more stock or something like that. But as of right now, the PlayStation 5s are mostly arrived, same with the Xbox. So what does that mean? We'll probably be anticipating up another Walmart restock in the near future. Probably this week itself. We have sometimes been getting like 1 or 2 day notices for Walmart, depending on the drop, and sometimes they just drop on the same day. Usually it's either at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on the time zone itself. So I do think Walmart will be very, very likely. We usually do see Walmart future sell consoles, and as of right now, they don't have pretty much any consoles on the future sell list. Now, of course, at the end of the day, it kind of comes up to Sony, so it could maybe even be a quieter week, but we had like a nice mid-tier week last week, so I'd probably anticipate a nice little mid-tier week this week. So Walmart's looking very likely. I'd probably, if I had to assume, probably a non-Walmart Plus drop, probably no Walmart Plus. although it can kind of go up to the air as these big retailers kind of do whatever they want to go and do. So we'll be watching that throughout this week. Usually Wednesdays and Thursdays are the usual days we're on the expectations for overall. So keep that in mind. We'll be watching that in general. Part 2. Amazon. Now, hopefully Amazon will do like a random weird drop beforehand, but now we're kind of on the like about 1 month cycle since the last Amazon restock. Recently, we have been seeing a lot more Amazon Prime only restocks or like weird loot crate type restocks. So the cool stuff with that is, if you guys want to, make sure you guys are signed up for Amazon Prime. I'm sure most of you guys are. But we've usually kind of been seeing them do drops the very last week of the month, which in theory, we could also have it maybe next week as well with Monday, because that is technically on the 31st, which is still this month. But usually we kind of been seeing around the 21st, around like the end of this week. So we'll be watching Amazon pretty closely for both the PS5 disc and PS5 digitals. Xbox Series X is on the middle side. Usually PS5s are about once a month. Xboxes have been very sporadic. We also can still be maybe watching for the Halo Infinite consoles, but nothing super crazy with them, but we have been watching them overall. So Amazon will have a pretty big likelihood, I would say probably a nice like 50-60% chance, way better than the previous weeks, and it's been about a month since the last restock. Last restock, I think it was like the 29th, I think, of December, so Amazon bumps up the likelihood a lot throughout this week. So we'll give you guys details. If we see any leaks or any rumors for it, we'll let you guys go and know. So if you guys want to, you guys can always check the Amazon links down below. We have the PS5 warehouse consoles that do come in stock every now and then, which is why I always go and link them. Same with the little Samsung things too. So in case you guys are curious, Amazon's pretty likely throughout this week. Next one is going to be up on GameStop. We're going to go cover up both online and also walk-ins. So once again, there was like a weird thing that happened like maybe 10 o'clock or something like that. Don't mind that in the recording. But when it comes to GameStop, last week, we had a PlayStation Online restock, which I think the stock already has been sent on out and shipped on out. So in case you guys got your consoles there, congratulations. We also did have an Xbox Online drop too as well that also did go and happen. So we had a double whammy for it. So in case you guys are trying to get your Xboxes, we also have still been seeing them available in stores on quite a few various locations. So if you guys are checking GameStop, call your local store, see if they have stock, have some stock available. We've been seeing many reports of them having stock overall, so it's kind of good stuff. So good stuff on that overall. GameStop's been pretty proactive. When it comes to online though, we did have a double whammy drop last week, so maybe the likelihood might be a little bit lower throughout this week. Mainly we kind of see GameStop do like a 2-week cycle. But we also have not seen a PS5 walk-in in a little bit of time, and we keep on hearing little bits and pieces of rumors that they'll be doing another walk-in event. So I want you guys to keep that all in the loop. We'll probably be expecting that, and maybe if not this week, maybe next week. We did have a lot of restocking, a little bit of a quarter last week, so maybe these retailers might need an extra week or so to go and build up stock. But GameStop, if they do any drops, they usually been doing like, they actually done pretty much every day, but I think Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays have been the usual go-to days, usually around 10 a.m. Central Time. So those are kind of our go-tos in case you guys are just curious on the drops overall. Like I said, Xbox is still available in stores. Online, Xbox seems very likely, mainly because they're not selling as quickly with various bundles. PS5 online, a little bit more on the unlikely side. I haven't done any PS5 digitals in a while, though, and as well, walk-in kind of rumors are kind of building up a little bit more, but we haven't had anything concrete for this week, so maybe more so next week will be something we'll be on the lookout for, depending on what the employees have information-wise for us. So all around good stuff when it comes to GameStop. A little bit on the lower chance because we had a pretty active last week. Best Buy. Once again, we had like a weird like total tech drop or something like that happened, but usually Mondays are pretty big on the total tech side. So maybe be on the lookout as of even right now or in these next few hours or so if we haven't seen any movement from Best Buy so far. Usually total tech Mondays have been good for PS5s as well. It kind of seems like the Xbox is not so sought after that people would want to use that behind the total tech paywall. So probably no Xbox Total Tech. There's always a chance. They also had 2 back-to-back weeks for GPUs. So throughout this week, unless they just had a huge batch of restocks showing on in, a little bit more on the unlikely side. So keep that in mind. I'd probably say PlayStations, though, we did have a PS5 drop as of the tail end of last week. So maybe if they did a restock, they might have some PS5 digitals or disc throughout this week. We sometimes see like about like a 3-week on, like 2-week off kind of ish type cycle. So right now, Best Buy can kind of go either way because we're in the middle of that cycle. It hasn't like dropped in a while, or it has dropped recently, so it has not dropped in a while. Hopefully I worded that right. So basically for Best Buy, it's kind of like a 50-50, but Mondays are good for Total Techs. We have not had a Total Tech drop throughout this month. And as well, everything else is kind of just going in and chilling. So Best Buy, PS5, kind of likely on the middle side. We'll be watching closely throughout this week, or if we see any more rumors for it. Now for Target and Best Buy, a little combination stuff. We have also been seeing a few scalpers that are not fully picking up their orders. At least is what employees and people working at these places have basically went and told us. So what we've had a chance to go and see is that Best Buy, whenever there's like a big botted order, it seems like they might be able to allocate that extra stock towards walk-ins, as well as also might be able to go allocate that extra stock just for just general people who might show up in the stores. So they might be able to have a chance to hold maybe some of that stock for an upcoming Best Buy drop this week. So in case they just had extra stock or extra canceled orders, they can just utilize that towards normal folks. And as well, we could also probably just go and just watch just for a normal casual drop. So sometimes we've been seeing it. It's been very sporadic. It's been kind of all over the place, but we have been seeing a few Best Buy walk-ins. Same thing too as well with Target. Now, Target itself. Target is for a overall drop, probably unlikely throughout this week. We did have one last week in the very, very tail end on Friday. We did not see too much stock arrivals for that drop, and that drop was kind of just like leftover stock, it kind of seemed like. Nothing really big happened. They were just kind of, just a lot of stores were sitting on stock. So the likelihood of a drop this week, very, very low. Mainly because we've had like 4 really good Target drops. We just had one last week. But we also have sometimes been seeing like double drops. Like we even saw, I think, a few drops back-to-back weeks. So we'll still be closely watching Target on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday just to see if anything is going to happen. Although I do think the likelihood is kind of toned down because we have the drop on Friday. But we might get more stuff throughout the week. So watch on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at like the 6 to 7 a.m. range, give or take, in case you guys want to be on the lookout for that. Although we'll get you guys more information throughout the week if more stuff does go show on up. And as well, always be on the lookout for the Xbox Series X's that are always available in stores. We consistently throughout every single day, it does depend on region, does depend on area, have been seeing stock floating around. There's been basically stock everywhere. Call your local Target store, see if they have any stock. Usually tech center people are pretty helpful as of now, and they don't necessarily mind leaking and being like, yeah, we got 20 consoles, we got 5 consoles, we had consoles last week or whatever. It's kind of like at least not that bad for that. So all around, Target should be pretty good for Xboxes, and that's why sometimes I implore you guys to not go buy bundles online from like Ant Online or whatever, and wait for your local area to have stock, because it usually does bump up the stock at least a decent amount. So good stuff with that. Now the part, I guess, like last kind of major part for all this stuff for the big boys, it might be a little bit of a quieter week because we had a kind of sporadically fun week last week. But as letting you guys all know, we have been watching all these big boys in general. So good stuff with this. And now let's go to part 2 in the video. Let's go and cover up all the nice little mid-tier restock locations. So now for the part 2, we're going to be covering more of like the mid-tier retailers, a little bit more also walk into as well. So if you guys have made it through this far, I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. So the first one we'll be on the lookout for is on the Anton line. Now, Anton line always does try to go and push at least one nice weekly restock every single week, but we had a very, very interesting next few days when it came to stuff. So we did go and see GPUs last week. We saw also Xboxes too as well. We also did have normal PlayStation 5 disc editions. So I'd probably be anticipating maybe up another promotion for the Xbox Series X bundles, mainly because they've been pretty on top of that one. And if I wanted to go and say anything even from like say Mondays and any day from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, PlayStation 5 digitals. We have not seen too many PS5 digitals almost anywhere, so it does kind of tone down the likelihood a little bit, but at least we do know what Anton Line always says. They want to go do at least once a week, weekly restocks. Now the next one's going to be on GameFly. These last, I believe, 2 weeks, GameFly has actually been very chill. They probably had extra stock available and we're probably building up some stock from, say, the holidays. Think, you know, for Cyber Monday and Black Friday, Christmas and all of that. So the likelihood's like a nice 50-50, although the Xbox Series X, PS5s, and also Halo Infinite consoles have all been kind of floating around a decent amount for GameFly and GameFly members. You do have to be a GameFly member though, although they sometimes have actually now been making drops public to people without a actual like payment membership or anything like that. So we're watching them throughout the week. They're usually more around the midday, if anything, any day at all. Usually more like a Wednesday, Thursday though, if we had to go and say. Now the next one will be on the Costco and Sam's. At least at the time of me making this video, there's always a chance to drop a little bit beforehand. Sam's and Costco have not done any good drops. So Costco is overdue for the PlayStation 5 bundles very, very heavily. Like there's been a very, very long time, quite a few past few weeks. And we've also seen around 3 or 4 weeks of the Xbox Series X's. So I'd probably say the Xbox Series X likelihood might bump up quite a bit, mainly because it just takes a little bit longer for them to sell and buy and get all that stuff, which kind of stinks, but you know, what can you do? And then the normal PS5, because it's just been such a long time, seems extremely on the overdue side. So with that, we'll probably be watching a little bit more on the earlier side, more like the 7 to like 9 a.m. range, give or take. And then afterwards, like sometimes they've done even like 12 o'clock drops, but usually sometimes a little bit more on the earlier side. So we'll be closely watching those all throughout this week. And the same thing of like all the big major chains is on BJ's. So BJ's has actually been very, very consistent for the East Coast members. They did Xboxes, I believe, 2 weeks ago, and same with PS5s within the last 2 weeks. So the likelihood might tone down a little bit for them throughout this week, at least for online orders. So keep that in mind, but we always are watching them. Same too as well for military. Military has actually been very, very slacking when it comes to online restocks. We do sometimes see military exchange depots and all of that have online restocks. Same with the Halo Infinites and PS5s, although walk-ins for all these have been very, very prevalent. So military, I always go remind you guys, military PS5s and Xboxes do float around quite a lot. Always depends on your naval base and exchanges, or if your family is in the local military, because you'll be on the lookout for that. So that's one big one for that. When it comes to BJ's, we have maybe around like 5 or 6 days ago, saw some reports of some PS5s and Xboxes available on site, although maybe most of them might be sold out throughout the week. If we do see any more bundles, we'll let you guys know and definitely give you guys a nice little confirmed video throughout the week itself, although it might be more on the tapered end from that, because we've seen a lot of drops for it. Same thing with Fred Meyers, where Fred Meyers around the past like 2 weeks ago or so did have a lot of extra available stock, although ever since then, we haven't not had as many reports of folks getting them. But if you guys always want to casually go check and see, it does depend on your area, store, and stock. But the ones we have been seeing, though, is on Kroger's. We did go mention Kroger's throughout this weekend, but we have been seeing quite a few reports of Kroger stores getting and receiving stock. So if you guys want to go casually check more in the Midwest-ish, Kroger stores have and will be sitting on stock probably available. So good to see with that. We enjoy that vibe. Both on PS5s, we've been hearing a decent amount. Fred Meyers, like I said, not so much. As well as normal Meyers. So not Fred Meyers, Meyers. We've also been seeing quite a few of the triple whammy of PS5 disc editions, PS5 digitals, and Xbox Series X's, and also Xbox Series S's. So when it comes to Xbox Series S's, they also have been showing up on sale for around $270. Also at Fred Meyers too, and I think we actually did have one report at Kroger's. So if you guys want to get the Xbox Series S's slightly cheaper, be on the lookout for that. And also for Meyers, we keep on hearing reports just kind of sporadically and depending on the areas for PS5 disc and PS5 digital. So keep that in mind. We have been watching that. We've been seeing that. Life's pretty good when it comes to those walk-ins. I just love seeing all these people getting their W's and getting their consoles. It just really does make my day. So keep that in mind throughout the week as well. Always remember about the New Egg Shuffles. We do usually have the chance to see the PS5 or Xboxes in there every now and then. We also have a lot of the other various mid-tier places, such as, say, PC Richards, which we haven't seen them on the radar for a few weeks, so we sometimes see them more do restocks on Thursdays or Fridays, depending on the vibe itself, as well as also Belk. We haven't seen anything super crazy with them, or same with HEB for the Xboxes. Some other little various places, too, that we haven't seen as often on in, but we also have not been seeing too much on Staples. Both for the walk-ins for the Xbox Series X and PS5s has been quite some time, so maybe at some point we'll be overdue to see them kind of start getting more stock and selling more bundles and doing more movement. But as well, we also haven't really seen too much on Costco walk-ins, so we'll probably be watching to see if there's any grand openings throughout this week, because usually those bundles and walk-ins are very, very nice. As well, when it comes to also the other various locations, we'll be also watching for Androma. We haven't seen a proper Androma restock for the PS5 or Xbox in a decent amount of time. Usually those bundles are slightly expensive, but at least they are and do ship them on out. Same thing too as well with all the other various bundle locations, such as Kohl's. We still have not seen them restock in quite some time. Verizon, we have not seen them do a proper PS5 digital, although they did go and honor up all the PS5 disc editions and did have a few occasional walk-ins on other various parts of the country and some other various mid-tier lace like Urban Outfitters and stuff like that. Although once again, I do think the big folks will be on Amazon if any stock does arrive, Walmart if they do decide to do an open drop, PS Directs, which we're ideally looking for another one, and Best Buy, which will hopefully do another few waves of restocks throughout this week. And a lot of these locations are overdue for PS5 digital drops, and on top of that, nothing is confirmed besides the PS Directs, although we'll probably be expecting a lot of them just in terms of trends and what we usually expect. And also in terms of like all the walk-ins do. So it should be a little bit more of like an interesting week to kind of see throughout the week. So I'll be kind of curious if we get more information or confirms or anything like that. And as well, as I mentioned, if we do have any stuff that happened like throughout the video itself or like literally right before it, don't mind me on that one. We made sure to cover it on up on the day-to-day video. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Leave a like if you guys made it all the way through. We also have the SSDs, as I mentioned, for the Samsung SSDs. If you guys want to click on those, check them out and support up the channel, as well as same thing too as well with the phones on top of that. Twitter and Twitch stream as well down below, and sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get free stock and free money. Same with that Coinbase too as well. And I appreciate all of you guys so much for watching and spending your time with me. We'll have a bunch more videos all throughout this week. You guys are all lovely, and I appreciate you guys all so much for existing. Love you guys.